Who here believes in spirits? Who here thinks that you can communicate with the dead? I, for one, do not believe that these things are facts or that they can happen. However, there are two stories from my family's history that have me questioning my beliefs through the years. They both involve my great-grandmother Gertrude, who I unfortunately did not get to meet because she had passed before I was born. My mother always told me that Grandma Gertrude had some type of special gift. Not that of a medium, but she would have these weird, strange, unexplainable acts happen to her, and not to anyone else in the family. I'll tell you what I mean. Grandma Gertie, as she liked to be called, had lost her first husband in World War I, and had remarried to Grandpa Jack, as he was referred to. They were expecting their second child, and while Grandma Gertie was pregnant, her mother became very ill. As her mother lay there in her deathbed, she had one final request for Gertie. Please don't name the baby after me. I don't want you to name the baby after me. Please don't name the baby after me. My great-grandmother Gertie found this request very strange and peculiar, because in the Jewish faith, we like to honor our dead by naming our children after them. Sadly, Gertie's mother passed away 1 month before Gertie had given birth to a beautiful baby girl. Unfortunately, this beautiful baby girl did not have a name. Gertie wanted to name the baby Laura, after her mother, but she couldn't. She did not want to betray her mother's last dying request. Every day, the nurse would come into the room in the hospital. She would ask Gertie for the baby's name, and every day, Gertie would say, I don't know. I don't have a name for you. Each passing day, Gertie became more and more upset. She felt this terrible anguish and pressure. She was beside herself because she couldn't name the baby what she wanted to name it for her. That last night that Gertie was in the hospital, she fell into this horrible, fitful sleep, depressed, crying and moaning. Mom, I want to name the baby after you. Mom, what should I do? Crying, tears. All of a sudden, a vision appeared before her at the foot of her bed. And through these tear-filled eyes, her mind could not process what her eyes were seeing. It was her mother, standing there, dressed in the beautiful dress that she had been buried in. And the mother reached into her pocket, she pulled out a handkerchief, she walked over to her, wiped the tears from her eyes and the sweat, and said, honey, it's okay. Name the baby after me. She wipes the tears and sweat again. Mother and daughter hug for the very last time. They say their final goodbyes. And Gertie fell into one of the most deep, peaceful sleeps that any one of us can enjoy. That next morning, Gertie woke up. She was invigorated. You could feel it permeating throughout the room. She felt this enormous weight lifted off of her. She couldn't wait to tell everyone the baby's name was Laura. And then, out of the corner of her eye, on the bedside table, she notices the handkerchief that her mother had left the night before. She picks it up, and she can still feel the dampness from the sweat and the tears. Gertie knows this is a sign from her mother, so she takes it, she puts it in her pocket, and she kept it with her every day so that she'd always have her mother with her. That's the first story. The second story also involves my grandma Gertie, and this time though, it was her third husband, Uncle Benny. Apparently my great-grandma did not have the best luck with men. Uncle Benny had to go into the hospital for routine gallbladder surgery. He was going to be in the hospital for a few days, and Gertie did not want to be home alone. So my great aunt Helen and my cousin Joni stayed with her while Uncle Benny was in the hospital. One night, they heard this loud crash in the living room, and they all ran out of their rooms to investigate what had made that noise. What they found was a picture frame laying face down on the floor. Glass shattered everywhere. And they turned it over, and it was a picture of Uncle Benny, and the picture had been destroyed, cut up from the glass. Upon further inspection, they noticed that the wire hanger on the picture frame was fully intact. They looked at the wall, and they noticed that the nail was still there. Now, no other vibration or outside force could have acted upon it because it was an inside wall. There was a closet behind it. They clean it up, they go about, they try to get some sleep. All of a sudden they get a call from the hospital. It's for Grandma Gertie, it's the doctor. They tell her, unfortunately, Uncle Benny suffered an unexpected massive heart attack in the middle of the night and passed away. Grandma Gertie's beside herself. She said, "Oh my God, when did this happen?" The doctor said an hour ago, the same exact time. The picture had fallen off the wall. Now, as I said, I don't believe in spirits. I don't think we communicate with the dead. However, it's hard for me to explain how a handkerchief can go from the grave to a table, and how a picture can fall off the wall at the same time a death occurred without some sort of supernatural intervention. Thank you.